Hey everyone, and welcome. For the longest time, all the really powerful AI stuff, it lived way out there in the cloud, on these giant servers. Well, that's all starting to change. A revolution is happening, and it's putting a dedicated AI brain right inside your next laptop, all thanks to AMD's Ryzen AI.
So you might be asking, why the big shift? Why do we suddenly need a whole new piece of hardware? Well, it turns out that running all those amazing AI tools we're getting used to, things like generating images or translating languages on the fly, is super demanding. If you try to do that on a regular old processor, it'll just chew through your battery and slow your whole system down to a crawl. And that's the big problem that needs fixing. All right, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at this new AI challenge. Then, we'll check out Ryzen AI, which is AMD's solution. We'll put it head-to-head against standard processors. Then comes the fun part, your new AI superpowers. We'll also be real about the limitations and wrap up with what this all means for the future sitting right on your desk.
AI is popping up everywhere now, right? It's in our video calls, our photo editors. It's becoming a part of our daily routine. And because of that, we really need it to run right here on our own laptops. And that means it's got to be fast, it's got to be private, and this is the big one, it can't absolutely demolish our battery. That's the challenge in a nutshell.
Here's a good way to think about it. Imagine you ask a brilliant physicist to bake a cake. Sure, they could probably figure it out, but it's not what they're built for, right? It's kind of inefficient. That's exactly what happens when you ask your main CPU or your graphics card to do these heavy AI tasks. Yeah, they can do it, but they're generalists. They just weren't designed for it, so they have to work way harder, which uses a ton of power, makes your laptop get hot, and things just slow down. And that right there brings us to the solution. We're talking about a totally new kind of processor. See, AMD's Ryzen AI chips, they aren't just a small yearly upgrade. No way. They are a purpose-built answer to this specific AI problem. They were designed from the ground up to do this one thing incredibly well and incredibly efficiently. So what's the secret sauce? It's something called an NPU, which stands for Neural Processing Unit. Let's go back to our brain analogy. If your CPU, your main processor, is the general all-purpose part of the brain that does everything, think of the NPU as a highly specialized lobe. It's an absolute genius at just one thing, AI math. And because it's so specialized, it does it ridiculously fast while sipping power, using just a tiny fraction of the energy. Okay, so a specialist brain sounds cool and all, but how much of a difference does it really make in the real world? Well, let's find out. We're going to put these new Ryzen AI chips right up against their more traditional cousins and see exactly what's what. So just looking at the big picture, the difference is pretty stark. A standard Ryzen 5, it's a great chip, a fantastic all-rounder for your day-to-day stuff. But the Ryzen AI 5, it changes the game by adding that dedicated NPU. It's a huge shift in thinking, moving away from a one-size-fits-all approach to a specialist one. And for a laptop where every single minute of battery life is precious, that's everything.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty, because this table really tells the story. On one side, you've got an older desktop Ryzen 5, no NPU, and look at the power. It's pulling 65 watts. Now compare that to the new mobile Ryzen AI 5. It's got that powerful 50 TOPS NPU, a much smarter hybrid core design, and get this, it only uses between 15 and 28 watts. That is a massive difference in efficiency. It's exactly why these chips are such a game changer for laptops.
All right, so what happens when we go up to the high end, to the Ryzen 7 series? Well, it's pretty much the same story, just on a bigger scale. Your desktop Ryzen 7 is an absolute monster. It's all about raw, brute force power for those massive gaming rigs with giant, power-hungry graphics cards. But the Ryzen AI 7, its mission is totally different. It's designed to be the champion of computing on the go, perfectly balancing great performance with just incredible efficiency. And wow, this chart just lays it all out. Just look at the power draw. The desktop chip is pulling over 120 watts. The laptop version can run as low as 15. The Ryzen AI 7 has that 60 TOPS NPU. The desktop chip has 0. So this isn't a question of which one is better. That's the wrong way to look at it. It's about which one is the right tool for the job. And if the job is a thin, light, powerful laptop with amazing battery life and AI features, well, the Ryzen AI chip wins hands down.
All right, enough of the tech specs, enough of the how and why. Let's get to the good stuff. What does all this actually mean for you? What can you do with this? Let's talk about your new AI superpowers. First off, let's just take a second to absorb the numbers here. We're talking over 50 teratops. That stands for trillion operations per second. It's a mind-boggling number, and it's not just for bragging rights. That's the magic number you need to hit for a laptop to be called a Copilot Plus PC, which means it's ready for all the next-gen AI features baked right into Windows.
And these features are genuinely wild. Just imagine, you're on a video call with someone speaking a different language and you're getting live translated captions right on your screen. Or you open up good old Microsoft Paint, sketch a little doodle and type a description, and the AI just creates a beautiful piece of art for you. And the best part? This isn't being sent off to the cloud. Thanks to that NPU, it's all happening instantly and privately right there on your machine.
And this isn't just a Windows thing, not at all. The apps you already use every day are getting this boost. If you're creative, using generative fill in Photoshop is suddenly way snappier. In DaVinci Resolve, a complex video editing task like masking an object, which used to be a coffee break moment, now happens almost instantly. Heck, even just sitting on a Zoom or Teams call, your battery will last longer because the NPU is doing all the heavy lifting for your background blur, leaving your main processor free to do other things.
Okay, now this all sounds amazing, and it is. But let's be real for a second. It's really important to have a balanced view here. These Ryzen AI chips are a massive step forward, for sure, but they're not a magic bullet for every single task out there. It really does come back to choosing the right tool for the right job.
So look, if your absolute #1 goal is to get the highest possible frame rates in the newest, most demanding games, a big desktop PC with a monster graphics card is still going to be your champion. That's just a fact. Also, while tons of software is getting NPU support, some very specific high-end AI applications are still optimized for GPUs first. And, this is a big one, you've got to be on Windows 11 to really unlock all this potential.
All right, so let's wrap this all up. What's the big picture here? The thing to understand is that this isn't just another small yearly spec bump. What we're witnessing is a really fundamental shift in what our laptops and PCs can even do.
And if there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. Ryzen AI isn't really about making your computer faster. It's about making it smarter. It's about opening the door for a whole new generation of software that helps us out in ways that are more intelligent, more seamless, and crucially, way more power efficient than we've ever seen before. So, I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What happens when every single app you use, your word processor, your browser, your music player, has its own little AI brain, running silently and efficiently right there on your device? Our PCs are literally getting a new brain, and honestly, we are just scratching the surface of what that's going to mean. If you're as excited about this future as I am, do me a favor and hit that like button. And of course, subscribe for more explainers like this. Thanks for tuning in.